Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode. I believe we're on episode 11 now. And today we're continuing where we left off last episode. We are going to make this slime farm. We need this for a few reasons. It would be nice to have a constant supply of slime for the slime blocks and the potions. The fire resistance potions. But also it will, because we've got our mob farm up above, we're going to have most of the mobs available to us in this little area. So yeah, I've just cleared out that first chunk. Obviously, we want it a little bit higher, but I think it'll be nice. I think we'll be. I think it'll be nice. Sorry, I'm still not with it fully. I think it'll be good. I think it'll even spawn some slimes just too high at the moment. That's my main objective. I'm loving when I come across something like this though, grass or gravel. Obviously with the fortune it's nice anyway. I'll get some flint, but it's so much faster than clearing out the stone. But again, at the same time, we do need some stone, so it's serving many purposes. It's one thing that we definitely need. And it's actually not taking as long as I thought it would. The efficiency 4 pick is helping out a lot. Obviously it would be a bit faster if we had a haste beacon, but we're not going to have one of them just yet now, are we? Once we've got these farms up and running, we can start getting into some technical builds. I've got a couple of redstone ideas I want to try. We're down here at level 40. I don't want to keep the ladders. I want to do some sort of lift, and I've got a lift in mind. It might be a common thing that people use in Minecraft nowadays, but I've never seen it because I've been sort of out of the scene for quite a few years. But it's a lift involving slime balls, slime blocks, and pistons. It just pushes you up, and then the next one, if you stand on them, it flings you up about 10 blocks. And I've got quite a nice little system for triggering it. I tested it out in another world that I was playing on long time ago. Not for YouTube, just as a world that I'd jump on every now and again, and it worked quite well, so I'm going to try and recreate that here in this world, providing that none of the mechanics have changed too much. Yeah, so this is the second chunk, and we've been recording for a couple of minutes now, so we're getting there. It won't take too long at all. I don't know if I'm going to do multiple levels. I might do, I might not do. I can hear a spider above me. I'm hoping that he's not a cave spider, but saying that, it might be interesting if he is, because if he is a cave spider, then we would have all of the normal mobs that spawn. Well, we'd have zombies, creepers, and skeletons and witches in the mob farm above. We'll have slimes here, and then we'll have cave spiders in very near proximity. If it's not above us right now, I just fell into a mine shaft when I was digging down here last episode. It is just down there, so I think that's going to be what we'll do. We will farm them because we want the eyes for some potions, and also the string will be nice, and it's just nice to farm everything that you can possibly farm. So we'll go looking for them, and we'll try and see if we can see one that's very close. As close as we can get at least. Yeah, whilst I'm doing this, and you're with me, I'll tell you a couple of things that have been going on with me. I joined the gym about 4 years ago, maybe a little longer. And for the first year, I went every day, pretty religiously. So regardless of what would happen, usually I'd try and get up in the morning and go before work. But if I couldn't do that, then I would at least find the time after work to go. And if I couldn't do that, then I would either postpone one day until the weekend, whereas the weekend was usually my rest days, or I'd work out at home because I had some very small weights at home, but it was better than nothing. So I was really hooked on it for the first year. And then various different things happened. I moved out from my parents' house, got my own place. Just started going out a little bit more, and the gym sort of took a back burner. Don't get me wrong, I've never been any big henchman or anything like that, and that's not my goal, and nor is it an easy one. So I just enjoyed staying fit, and being able to eat, relatively unhealthily, but working out at the same time, so I never really put on any weight. I'm not the tallest of guys, so if I did put on weight, then I'd just look like a Humpty Dumpty. So very conscious of not putting weight on. And I've not, to be fair, even in the years that I stopped going to the gym, I just started to eat a little healthier, which, I think we can all do. But the last couple of months, I've been going to the gym a lot more, and, because I've kept my subscription, it's only £10 a month, and in those couple of years that I stopped, I still would go occasionally, but just not the religious type that I used to go. And by religious, I just mean I went frequently, if you're not familiar with that term. And yeah, so I've been going a lot more recently, and it's good. It feels really good. I'm very happy with myself. I feel a lot more awake. That was one of the main reasons I originally started going. I just felt very tired all of the time. And working out in the morning really got me ready for the day. So I made sure that that was something that I did. So I feel better for it, and I've seen a change in myself already. I look physically fitter, which is nice. I've had other people, comment to say that I look physically fitter, which is always nice. By no means am I in this for the vanity game of people saying that I look good or anything like that. But it's nice to receive a bit of feedback, I suppose, on the work that you're putting in. But anyway, long and short of this story is I was in the gym the other day, and if you've ever been into a gym, you will be familiar with an Olympic bar. And if you're not, all it is it's the general bars that they use on the flat benches for chest press and various different things. And you load plates onto them. So you load, whatever weight. The bar itself weighs 20 kilograms. So if you're just starting out, you might just use the bar. And then obviously as you progress and you get a little stronger, you'll start putting weights on the bar itself. And to keep the weights on, you've got collars. They're just sort of metal springs with a hole in the middle that you can shove onto the end of the bar, and stops the weights from moving, because obviously if you're not 100% balanced, if your stabilizers aren't there, then they're going to move about a bit. Anyway, the gym that I go to, like I say, it's £10 a month. It's Exercise for Less, and it's a bit janky, essentially. A lot of the stuff is always in like high demand, so because it's so cheap, a lot of people go, and because a lot of people go, the stuff is sparse. So, for instance, the collars that you put on the end of the bars, there's only a couple in the gym, but there's a lot of Olympic bars and there's quite a lot of benches. So you sometimes just can't get them. Regardless of if you want them or not, they're all used, or whatever. So I was in the gym the other day, and this guy, relatively muscular guy, was working out with a girl. She was relatively physically fit. I'm not saying that she was attractive. Like, she was just, you could tell that she was somebody that goes to the gym. And they were spotting each other on chest bench, and they didn't have collars on. And this guy's, like I say, he was quite built, so he wasn't doing a lightweight. I think he had the bar plus a 20 plate and maybe like a 10 and a 5 or something. So what's that? 20, 30, 35, 70, 90 kilo. It's not a light chest press. That's quite an impressive chest press. But they didn't have collars on, and she was spotting him, and he like wasn't totally balanced, and she wasn't watching. She was just on her phone or something, and all of a sudden, just hear this massive crash, and the weights had gone off one side. But when that happens, because obviously then it's super heavy at the other side comparative to the weight that they've all slid off from, you then get another crash because they slide off the other end, because it pings. It's like a seesaw almost, right? And fair enough, mistakes happen, but she just turned and laughed at him. And maybe it's just me, but if I was working out with somebody and they were supposed to be spotting me, and instead of spotting me, they were on their phone, and something like that happened, and the only reaction that I got from them was laughing. Like, it wasn't like she made sure he was okay and then laughed about it after the fact. It was just straight away laugh. That to me, maybe I'm just taking it a bit too serious, but I would not be happy with it, because first of all, everybody in the gym stares at you, which I don't think a lot of people like. But also, you just look like a bit of a prat. So yeah, moral of the story is, if you go into the gym with somebody and you're supposed to be spotting them, actually spot them, and don't take your phone into the gym, because you don't need it in there. Yeah, I've done it before. When I first started the gym, there was a gym that I'd go to occasionally with my very sort of, I wanted to say very muscular, but that isn't the right word. They were just very into the gym at the time. You know, they were built, big guys, and yeah. So we went to this like more hard style gym, that's local to me. It's a bit more of a rough type gym. You know, you've got people in there with quite clearly on steroids and the likes. All lovely people, but it's just more. It's like a more dingy sort of gym rather than the trendy gyms that you get, which is fine. It was a nice place to work out, and everybody pushed each other, and it was a good place to be. But the first time I went there, because of almost the spectacular that it was, I was looking around when I should have been spotting one of my mates, and yeah, the same thing happened. The weights flew off one end and the other. But the difference there was, you know, it was instantly like an apology and tried to help and stuff, rather than just laughing in the face. That to me is the bad part of that story, the fact that she just turned to him and laughed. But yeah, it's it's a funny old one, the gymmers. I find it very amusing when you go to the gym and you see people that just constantly look in the mirror. Like, they spend more time looking in the mirror at themselves, tensing, than they do actually working out. Like, I just don't understand it. I guess I don't need to understand, but I just look at it and I'm like, why are you here? Just go home. There's one guy that goes to my gym, and he's clearly very physically fit. You know, he's very muscular, built well. Fair play to him in that aspect. But I think he might be a personal trainer on the side, so he's got a bit of a following online, Facebook and stuff. So he comes into the gym, and he won't work out. He'll just come into the gym, go up to the mirrors, and just start tensing in the mirror, look at himself for a bit. Then he gets his phone out and starts live streaming on Facebook. And yeah, he'll go and he'll pick up like some really, really light weights, and he'll just sit with his phone on Facebook Live, and he'll just do like hundreds of reps to his camera, to Facebook Live, and I just don't get it. Like, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with using lightweight and doing a lot of reps, but it's like he's not even there to work out, he's just there to show off, and I just don't really get that level of ego. I've never understood why people build such a huge ego from going to an establishment and lifting a heavy object. Like, it doesn't make you any better than the next person just because you've got a bit of muscle on you. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my outlook on life. But I certainly won't be getting any ego on myself. Thing is with me, the way I've always looked at it is the best that you can possibly be is build functional strength. I'm currently in the process of trying to do a muscle up, if you've never heard of one. All it is, it's a pull up, and then from the pull up, at the topmost position, you rotate your hands, and you're essentially leaning over the bar at that point, and you push up from that point. And I've never been able to do it. I can do pull-ups, fine. But it's the rotating and then doing, like, I can do a pull-up and I can do the push-up from the top of the bar, but I can't transition from the pull-up to the push-up, if that makes any sense. So that's one of my goals at the moment, that I'm making progress on, but always just feels a bit bad when you can't do something that you want to. I actually originally had the goal to do the push-up. What are they called? I've even forgot what they're actually called now. What are they called? I've just said it. Anyway, the pull-up thing that I've just spoken about literally a moment ago that I can't remember what it's called anymore. Muscle up. There we go. I originally had that goal about... when was it now? Easy 2 years ago. That's when I decided, but obviously then I wasn't going to the gym as much, so now I've reinvigorated the whole idea of doing it, and I am making progress on it. To be fair, I feel stronger than I've felt in a long time, which is nice. Certain things that I don't like. I like to feel strong because things that I have to do day to day feel easier. So whether it be at work, we have these big jugs of water, and I'm on the first floor, so we have to carry them up from the bottom floor. So for me, it might sound silly, but for me, feeling stronger is kind of taking 2 bottles of them up without getting to the top and feeling out of breath and really tired. They're big jugs of water. I think they're like a couple of gallon, or maybe just a gallon. But they're big anyway. You've seen them if you've ever been into an office that have got water. Yeah, enough gym talk. I'm sure I'll keep you posted on the people in the gym that we have that love themselves more than anybody else ever will. Maybe that's a bit brutal, but you get what I'm getting at there. I don't mind self-love, and in fact I think it's very healthy to love yourself, but there's definitely levels. Like, self-absorption shouldn't be so high that you can't see past your nose, in my personal opinion. We're actually nearly done with this. We just got this last leg. I think what I'm going to do is I'll dig out the floor as well. Obviously I'm not going to do that now. Just want to make sure that slimes do spawn in here before we do any more. I'll dig out the floor, and because quite a lot of it's dirt anyway, well, not quite a lot, but there's patches of dirt, I'm going to replace it all with dirt, and we'll get some grass down here. So I think what I'll probably do as well is do chunk borders, so we know which chunks which, just because I think it'll look nice. It'll break up the monotony of just one solid block. And then obviously this is nowhere near the end of the farm. We'll need to dig out the sides where they're going to fall into the water troughs. I don't know how I'm going to do it. The best thing might be nowadays is just literally just a trough, like forget the water, because they can swim. So they can actually swim against the current, I think, now, whereas they never used to be able to. But I'll look into the mechanics of them a little bit more, before we go too much further with it. There we go then. That wasn't bad at all, was it? That took us, what, about 20 minutes? Wow, 20 minutes. Okay, I didn't think it took us that long. Sorry if I've been rambling, guys. So we'll come up here for a moment, and let's see if we get any spawns. We'll, Be nice if we could just go straight down there and there'd be a spawn already, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Let's give it a go, eh? Well, we've got some sort of spawn. Not the one we wanted. Right, okay. Well, I'll keep an eye on it. We've done enough for today, I think. In the meantime, hopefully before next episode, I will dig out the floor and we'll get some grass growing in here. And I'll look into the best ways of farming, or of getting them in one central location. Because water might still be the best way, but I don't think it's going to be with the way that they act in water nowadays. So we will see. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you have a good day or month or year or... Bye-bye, guys.